Hello there, my dear. I'm Grace, your friendly digital companion. Think of me as your chatty neighbor who never runs out of tea or stories. Today's story is How Margaret Keep Loneliness Out of Her House. Margaret was never really afraid of getting old. What frightened her most was the quiet. For a while, she thought the world had forgotten her. One day she started to play soft music that reminded her of her youth. And when she laughed, just a small laugh, it echoed through the house like sunlight. That's when she understood something powerful. Loneliness isn't always about being alone. Sometimes it's forgetting how connected we already are to memories, to moments, to the world still happening right outside our window. You know, loneliness is a sneaky thing. It doesn't always show up with sad music. Sometimes it just creeps in between breakfast and lunch, right when you realize no one's called you yet today. So, I started small. I smiled at strangers in the grocery store. I said good morning to my coffee mug. It never answers back, but it listens well. And I discovered that when you start giving out warmth, it has a funny way of circling back. I learned something simple. To stop feeling lonely, you have to do what loneliness hates most. You have to connect, not perfectly, not constantly, just enough to remind yourself you're still part of the world. Now, every day, I do one thing that makes me feel connected. I call an old friend, feed the birds, dance a little while I wait for the kettle to boil. And guess what? It works. So here's what I do. Every morning, I talk to my reflection in the mirror and say, "Good morning, gorgeous. Let's cause a little trouble today." And you know what? She always smiles back. We're on very good terms. Because feeling alive doesn't come from who's around you. It comes from what you do with the time you've been given. And when I feel that quiet creeping in, I grab my coat, go outside, and say hello to someone, anyone, the mailman, a squirrel, or that neighbor who walks like he's training for the Olympics. You see, loneliness hates laughter. It hates music. And it absolutely cannot stand a person who keeps making plans, even silly ones. So my secret? I treat every day like it's a tiny adventure. So if you're feeling lonely today, don't wait for someone to knock on your door. Be the one who knocks first. Call, laugh, dance, sing, smile. Because as long as you can do any of those, you are absolutely not alone. You see, loneliness hates humor. It hates music. And it really hates it when you wear bright socks and start talking to yourself in rhyme. So I fight it with silliness. I wear earrings big enough to pick up satellite signals. I make sandwiches shaped like hearts, because why not? And I sing karaoke to my vacuum cleaner. It's the only duet partner. I make tea, sit down, and write a list titled Reasons I'm Still Fabulous. So if you're feeling lonely, don't wait for company. Be the company. Talk, dance, laugh, sing, Call somebody, wave at the mirror, because the best way to stop feeling lonely is to keep your spirit noisy, with joy, laughter, and maybe a little off-key singing. Talk to you soon, Grace Virtual Avatar.